Welcome to Golf Cask Tastings. Slide up a stool, enjoy the pour.
All right, Golf Cask Nation, I'm here and we are doing a tasting of Courage and Conviction from Virginia Distilling Company. So the beauty of this, again, I have multiple bottles from the Virginia Distilling Company. They are by far cutting edge inside of the American single malt revolution going on in America. They really pushed in 2022 to help get American single malt recognized as a whiskey inside of the States. And they're also pushing for legislation to kind of define what American single malt is, but creating enough wiggle room so they can create really cool stuff with age statements and different finishing notes. Not trying to be as specific as bourbon, it's tightened down, but again, to create a little bit of legislation to make sure that when you buy an American single malt, every single malt is going to follow the same rules. So the really cool stuff, what I like about the American single malts coming from the actual Virginia Distilling Company, you can see these three bottles back here are their main three barrel. These are all cask strengths. They have a bourbon barrel version, they have a sherry version, and then they have the cuvee, which is where they go in and resurface the barrel and then put the whiskey back inside of that and gives it just different flavor notes. So again, you can see here are three different main casks, and from that is blended and you create, or the actual grain is put in these three barrels, watered down to bring it down to about 90 proof, and that's where you actually get the Courage and Conviction line from. So again, the really cool thing about this is it's 50% inside of bourbon during maturation, 4 years plus. Then you have about a year of sherry and a year of cuvee. So that's about how they break down their actual in the barrel to make the Courage and Conviction line. And again, these are cask strength, so they're using the same process, but they're coming straight out of the barrel, not cut. So all these are looking at about 120. So the really cool part is for all you Scotch and malt fans, when we have our heavyweight battles, we can actually throw in some single malt battles because we have some cask strengths. Also, the really cool thing about it is, again, they have the coins that highlight the bottle, where it came from, so you can keep it as a commemorative. And also the top is actually made out of copper, so if you're using large ice cubes, you can actually drop that on top and burn the Virginia Distilling Company's logo on your ice cube. All really cool features, but has nothing to do with tasting, but has some really cool features. You can see my coin is off of this one. I actually use it on the golf course as a ball marker. Multi-purpose, right? Golf cask. So without further ado, I've already poured the American single malt Courage and Conviction in here. Let's do a tasting and rate it. Good nose. I'm getting caramel, I'm getting malt. Like right away, I definitely know it's a single malt. I'm getting that bakery sweet. But I'm getting a little bit more sweet than I would say I'm accustomed to. Very good. Definitely getting that sherry note, that cuvee sweetness. Getting a little bit of bourbon spiciness. But definitely to me, the sherry and the cuvee brings extra complexity and layers to this whiskey. So by the taste, you can definitely tell that it's been move from barrel to barrel and you're getting some of those notes. To me, I'm getting a lot of sherry note out of this. So I'm definitely getting some wine sweetness, malt bakery taste, I'm getting some fruit, a little bit of spice in the background, dancing around, but nothing crazy, no smoke. It's not a Scotch, it's an American single malt, but again, I'm definitely tell that this has been sherry cask, and finish wise, it's good. It's long, a little bit of dry, but not crazy mouth, but a little bit longer. But again, there is complexity as it burns. We get the little burn going down. After the burn, we actually get some flavors dancing around in the background. So overall, to me, really, really good. If you're a malt fan, you know, if you're a big Irish fan, if you're a Scotch fan, I think you got to give these men and women a try. Really, really good American single malt. And like I said, they do have the sherry casks, they do have the bourbon cask, and then they do have the cuvee casks. All spectacular. All very different flavors. For me, I'm a really huge bourbon fan. My wife really enjoys the cuvee and the sherry, since those are why we have those bottles. But again, really good whiskey. How would I rank this? It's in between a 4 and a 3. It would be par more than not, but on occasions, on the right day when I'm sitting down, man, this could be a birdie in a minute. So I'm gonna call this a 3. Oh, screw it, we're going halves. I'm circumventing Gareth McShay that said we need to get away from halves. I'm going halves. I'm gonna call this a 3 to 3.5. So that means it's a par. Pushing birdie means I'll never turn it down. I'll share it with a friend. I'll buy it for my collection at the house. It's not the best single malt I've ever had, but it's a good one. And it's definitely not the worst. So I would definitely say for you out there that are looking to enter the American single malt side of whiskey, I'd really encourage you to try the American single malt from Courage Conviction. Also, they're just down the road from me, about 45 minutes. So if anybody wants to come and take a tour with me, I'll be more than happy to raise a glass and enjoy tasting out at the Virginia Distilling Company. So this is Brian Bailey bringing you just a tasting once again of our American single malt, Courage and Conviction, the rest of their line, and Cilantro. Cheers. Life is good.